that on. Welcome back to What She Said Sports. It is the nighttime ride out. All right, planned an excellent show for you today, but let's take care of business first. Don't be stingy with the like button. If you're new to the channel, you might have noticed that we have surpassed 5,300 subs. We're trying to get to 10,000. So hype me up, hype me up. In fact, YouTube has actually added a hype button. So whenever you see the word hype this channel up, right under the bars with the likes and thank you and subs, hit the hype button. Apparently it's some kind of point system and they push your videos out even further. So hype me up with YouTube and get me to 10,000. 6,000 is going to be special. I feel like it's going to be a different wave of the show in terms of the audience. So 5,300, we're not far away. So hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, and thank you so much. All right, so welcome. Let's get into it. All right, first and foremost, Mr. Shedeur Sanders had an exclusive interview with ESPN Cleveland. I had it queued up, but I don't know if I should share it because I know sometimes ESPN's content is copyright, but I'm going to tell you, I liked how he talked when asked about, how he's doing with the scout team. Shedeur, God is waiting on Shedeur. I'm just gonna put it out there, and he right here. He right here. It's best that in the league that he's in, unknowingly coming into a league 17 to 32, and this is negatively gonna affect the league going forward. It's best that he understands that what happened in the draft, he understands the truth, that it's not about his father, that he understands he is being held back, but it's not about his father. Why? Because he could go to a different team and the same thing can happen all over again. And, I feel like they put it on Coach Prime so he could distance himself from his father. Coach Prime is a great father, right? But we've seen this with the Balls, I guess the Ball family. We've seen the same thing with them, people trying to separate them from their father. Oh, you too loud, you talk too much, this, that, and the other. So one part of his interview, he was asked about, his plans going forward. What is he doing? He said, well, this isn't the plan. He said, but it's what God wants for me right now. That is how you win the war. That is how you have the patience of Job. This is what God wants for me right now. And everything happens for a reason. After that, I didn't even listen to the rest of the interview. I said, God is waiting on Shedeur. God is waiting on Shedeur to have a full understanding of what's really going on. And I got you. And he's here. That was a perfect interview. They can't tear him down, right? Just like Russell Wilson. When they asked him about being benched, he said, hey, I'm here to help this team win in any capacity. That's how Michael Penix Jr. gonna have to be. That's how Spencer Rattler's gonna have to be. Cam Ward is gonna have to get to that point, because whenever these guys try to lead, they get cut off at the knees. See, I remember when Michael Penix Jr. talked about throwing the ball to Pitts, who I noticed last year in Atlanta didn't get the ball thrown to him. And I don't know their situation over there, but he was throwing the ball to Pitts. And I remember him saying, there's going to be a lot more of that. And I thought to myself, see, whenever these black quarterbacks decide to take the leadership role seriously and actually try to lead and influence and lead the team to victory, it seems to be about 32 people that don't like it. 32 people that don't like it. And one of them sit over there in Cleveland, right? So shout out to Shedeur Sanders. I saw he was working out. I think it said, was it Edward Wallace University or Wallace something university? I have it queued up. We're going to take a look at it. I want to share something that came up. It's about Shedeur, but it's a callback to a conversation that we had probably about a week ago. So y'all know I posted videos and I did little snippets of, we revisited day 3 post-draft conversations, right? And in one conversation Andrew Berry had, he was asking about why Shedeur was falling to the 5th round. And I picked up on the fact that he kept saying Shedeur was a deep discount. And we didn't like that, right? So somebody in the comments today must have watched that video today. So let me share what they said basically. And I want us to talk about it. Because this is important, right? As y'all know, because I got several videos. I got the same video from several people today. Shout out to the media team and people that are like, oh my gosh, she should know about this. DJ Bless One is another fellow content creator. And I mean, if you think I stand on their head, he's standing on their head. And, you know, he's taking the role of an investigative journalist. And along with some of the local stations in Cleveland, investigating, looking into several areas with the Cleveland Browns. So basically they're being exposed, and it's not just YouTubers, it's not just the media, it's multiple factions starting to come together to investigate the Browns. Now, y'all know I said the Browns need to be investigated for organizational malpractice. Let me know, send me all the videos when you hear somebody say they are being investigated for organizational malpractice. And they were close to it. They were close to it when Hugh Jackson was the head coach. So when I was looking into what they were looking into, and I said, well, let me know about all of the investigations that have taken place, you know, within the past decade with the Browns. One in particular is with the head coach, Hugh Jackson. And he talked about how they incentivized him to lose. And I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what Brian Flores is suing for. When he was in Miami, before they fired him, they incentivized him to lose. Again, these are 2 black head coaches. I haven't heard anybody else say that this is the case. But why is it that Miami or the Browns would want to lose with Hugh Jackson or Brian Flores? So I'm happy Brian Flores' lawsuit is going forward, but that needs to be looked into again. Now in Cleveland, Hugh Jackson, they said, walked back his comments. I don't know how true that is or not. And I don't know what made that happen. But the fact that there's a class action lawsuit involving Brian Flores, who is documented in the public court records, that they incentivized him in Miami. The Miami Dolphins incentivized him to lose. And that's exactly what Hugh Jackson said in Cleveland. So let me tell y'all what it is. We're going to get back to this. Let me tell you what it is that stands out to me. I watched DJ Bless One's video. Great work. I watched the local stations in Cleveland. Good job. I'm not shocked about the impropriety. I'm not in politics. I'm not at all. I think what stands out to me more than anything, in addition to how it is that you can invest $1 million and get a $600 million in return. That's what stood out to me. I said, wow, that's one ROI. That's one hell of a return on investment for you to donate $1 million. It takes money to make money, right? You invest $1 million in people who can give a yes vote or influence a yes vote. And in return, you get $600 million for something you didn't even earn. You're not Dallas. You don't have a winning legacy, period. And we talked about how this franchise, maybe when they decided to get the new owner in Cleveland, maybe they promised him a new stadium, and this is where his cash cow comes in. DJ Bless One pointed out that the owners bought a home out in, I think it's Florida, $25 million. They cashing in. They cashing in. But in addition to that, what I'm perplexed about, listening to all of the affiliations where all the donors went, right? Looking at what happened at Tennessee State University when, people who consider themselves to be right-wing come onto an HBCU campus to debate or harass Black students. You can't just walk up and start harassing students. But there are people who are entitled enough to feel like they can. And what's concerning to me and what needs to be investigated, and it might not happen now, but you see this karma starting to come forward. It's given Donald Sterling. And it needs to be looked into before we find a recording in discovery a year or two down the road that the owners of the Browns may be racially biased. Because the different factions that they donated money to also support the type of activity that happened at Tennessee State. And they were all talking about DEI and harassing Black college students and trying to impose their will onto these students who are just going to get an education. Do not forget, Black people were forbidden from learning how to read. And Separate but Equal made sure we were behind in the education department. So when you have these people who either refer to themselves as conservatives or right-wingers or MAGA, however they want to however they want to label themselves, when you have them just showing up on college campuses, not going to the front, registering for a debate, but trying to cause a ruckus, right? It's concerning that $1 million was seemingly, it should be investigated because we don't know 100%. But $1 million was seemingly given to people who support the harassment of Black college students. I have a serious problem with that because the league, as you know, is majority Black. And there have been conversation about the Cleveland Browns trying to have the majority of their skilled players white. So I'm concerned, not necessarily about the impropriety of the $600 million investment given, a windfall given to the Haslams for a mere $1 million in exchange. I'm concerned about the Haslams based on what I've seen about Shedeur Sanders, the way he's treated, based on what I learned about Deshaun Kaiser. And it should be looked into how Tyrod Taylor and RG3 were sent there and how they were treated and how they were shipped off. And same thing with DTR. I'm concerned about the treatment of Black quarterbacks in Cleveland. And it is not enough to suffice to say, well, they paid Deshaun Watson $230 million, because I have an argument for you. 13 teams wanted Deshaun Watson, and he ended up in the same place as Shedeur Sanders when nobody wanted him, supposedly. After a scandal in the draft, just like RG3 ended up in Cleveland after a scandal. Now I find out about Hugh Jackson and the same scandal being incentivized to lose. Same as with Brian Flores. I'm more concerned about the owners of an NFL team supporting the harassment of Black people, gerrymandering, racial discrimination. I'm more concerned about that. And that's where there should be an investigation for corporate or organizational malpractice. into the Browns because we're starting to see the impropriety come to light. So I think people need to open and launch a formal investigation and not the NFL because they've already gone down that road with Washington. It did nothing until Congress stepped in. But you understand the climate that we live in, that may not happen right now. But understand this, things do change. So I'm more concerned about that. Shout out to DJ Bless One. Shout out to the local stations in Cleveland and everybody that sent me the video, because this is how I arrived at, well, I'm more concerned about Donald Sterling level of racism by owners in the NFL, starting with the Cleveland Browns based on the monetary financial donations that they have made. All right, so earlier today, somebody commented about the video where I had the snippet with Andrew Berry saying that they got Shedeur at a discount, a deep discount. Take a look at the response. There's always good comments. This one jumped out because I think just like the investigative reporting taking place into Cleveland and revealing impropriety, I believe this right here, this also exposes the Browns. All right, so it said, this provoked me to see a nuance. This is the video that I did with the snippet of the post day 3 press conferences of the draft. It said, to see a nuance that I think everybody missed that I heard here. After taking the advice of what she said, what she is saying, to go back and re-listen to the video, it said that nuance is the Cleveland Browns GM said, we saw Shedeur's value at a steep discount, in quotes, steep discount. To say that, it would have to mean his value was actually much higher, perhaps in the number 1 or number 2 QB range. So this shows they knew he was not a 5th round talent, because natural 5th rounders you don't get at a steep discount to their true value. Only a 1st rounder could get you a steep discount. So see this right here? This is the type of information that investigative journalists should take and move forward with. This is the type of evidence, because remember, this is coming from a video. This is the type of evidence. Don't be surprised if that video goes away. This is the type of evidence that opens organizational malpractice, civil rights violations, racial discrimination cases. This would also be helpful in Brian Flores's case. This would also be helpful in the $100 million lawsuit that's out there. And I've said it multiple times. Andrew Berry said what? We know Shedeur is going to outproduce his draft stock. When you put it together, Haslam, he wasn't going to be my pick. Look at who they donated money to. Look at how these people are acting out against Black people on college campuses. Look at the plan with farmers believing that Black people were going to start working in their fields. So they losing their farms because they don't have no workers after immigration, mass deportation, which is insane to me. What kind of conversations are these people having? And to donate that type of money, $1 million, to groups who promise farmers, Black people gonna come work in your fields, we gonna do mass deportation, then we gonna put the Black people in the field. I mean, you crazy if you believe it, number one. Unless a damn war finna break out, and maybe that's what people keep talking about, the rapture, right? That's what concerns me, that the Haslams are starting to slowly be identified to people who are not aware of the Cleveland Browns and how they operate and conduct business. And it's starting, if you start looking with Cleveland, you're going to have to start looking at New York too. Understand that. That's what should have happened when the Washington Commanders were investigated and it went all the way to Congress and they had to get a new owner. The same thing needs to happen with the Cleveland Browns and then move on to the Giants. And if you're scared to do that, move on to the Saints. And then move on to the Titans. All of these teams that have issues with Black starting quarterbacks leading their franchises. So if you haven't watched the video, it's where I'm talking about the connection with the draft and how Shedeur was treated. And I have snippets of the video. So this was really good. Shout out to, let's see, I didn't get the name of the person. Who was that actually said that? DX Wallace 55. So that was earlier today. So again, it's this type of thing that I think is starting to come out. And when you have YouTubers or investigative journalists from different areas of journalism, whether it's YouTubers, podcasters, or whatever, because all over YouTube, there's a lot of investigative journalism happening, right? I think when you start going down this road, I think you have to say it's karma. And why is that? It's karma because look at how they treated Shedeur. And now the truth is coming to light about Hugh Jackson scenarios similar to Brian Flores. Then you're going to start looking into the other quarterbacks and understand what happened to DeShone Kizer, why they allowed him to go 0-15. Did they think it was a Roman Coliseum and they were somehow prisoners and sit out there for entertainment and enjoyment to be humiliated? This is karma. See, when you're doing all sorts of kind of dirt behind the scenes and you meddling in other people's lives, karma gonna come looking for you. And you are here, ladies and gentlemen. This is only the beginning. And I said, pressure is what's gonna get Shedeur the hell out of Cleveland. We at the tipping point. We at the point where the pressure is ramping up. The conversation is moving away from why isn't Shedeur playing to now, how much did you get after you invested $1 million in votes? Or I'm sorry, who did you donate this money to? What organizations, what philosophy and mindset do these people have? Oh, these people are racist against Black people? Oh, okay. You donated money to people who promised that farmers could let go of their Hispanic workforce because Black people gonna work in your fields. And it's okay to be entitled to walk on to an HBCU campus and disrupt Black people who you don't even know. And you have no business there. You're trespassing. That's the concerning part. That's where we are. You are here. We are now looking into the mindset of the owners. We are now looking into how did you get $600 million? That's karma, ladies and gentlemen. Because if they were doing the right thing, we wouldn't even be at this point. So remember, what you do to other people is going to come back on you. All right. So that's where we are with that. I think I have a clip of Shedeur working out today. Let's see if I can get that one up there. Here it is right here. All right. So I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see. There's no audio. So apparently Shedeur is doing, he's staying ready. And one of the things he said in his interview with ESPN Cleveland, it's an exclusive, is that he's ready right now. That's what people are saying. That's what he's saying. And as you can see with him working out here, you can see why he's ready to go right now. I say he's GTG, good to go. And he confirmed that today. Now, he also play that you see happening, and the quarterback play that you see happening in the NFL. Now, some people didn't like that. And I'm like, I'm not even worried about that because the man is a competitor. He's not supposed to sell himself short and say, I don't think I'm better than the rest of the guys out there. What he's saying is there's not a lot of good quarterback play, and he's correct. And we know why. And he's saying he can do better than that. He didn't say it was within Cleveland franchise. He didn't say about a particular franchise. He just saying he knows that he's better than a lot of the quarterback play that we see. And he's not saying it's Black quarterbacks. He's not saying it's white quarterbacks. He means quarterbacks in general. And that's what you're supposed to say when you're a competitor and you're waiting for your shot. People see video of you staying ready And at the same time, they heard you audibly say, I'm ready. And now it can't be refuted because we see why you're ready. You stay ready after work and you are good at your job while you're at work. And we know you're good because you're helping to develop other people, right? So shout out to Shedeur for having a discerning spirit and whether he knows it or not, and I think he does. God is waiting on you to get ready because the road ahead is not going to be easy, and you have to understand that it is paved with racism and has absolutely nothing to do with your father. So shout out to Shedeur for his great interviews today. Okay, so all right, so I have oh, this is actually what he said today. I have the second part. It's like 3 parts to the show today. The second part of the show today is we're gonna talk about the buffs, and then we're gonna wrap it up with 2 base segments. I ended up with 2 base segments. I've been working on the show for a few hours. Colorado has 8 people on the injury report. 8. And I was like, oh Lord. I'm like, going into this game, we need everybody. We already knew, right? We already knew that it was likely that we wouldn't have Simeon Price and DeKalin Taylor. We kind of already knew that. Now, one lineman, Philip Houston, I don't even know if he's a starter, but he's out. But what concerns me is on the corner side. It looks like we might not have RJ Houston or Vickers. I was like, so Vickers was really filling in for RJ Houston. So we might not have Simeon Price, DeKalin Taylor, RJ Houston, or Vickers. So that means Tion Parks, Tawfiq Bayard, who's getting a lot of love as one of the leading defenders, DJ McKinney, Preston Hodge, Carter Stoudemire, and it has to be somebody else. Now, the critical matchup for the game is expected to be LJ Martin, the running back. It's expected to be the running back against Colorado's run defense, which is already described as struggling. But here's what I think is getting ready to happen. I think with 8 people injured, they short one O lineman due to injury. I don't know how much depth they have. I think Houston played on the right side. Hopefully Jordan Seaton is back. This is going to be on Caden's shoulders. This game is going to be on Caden's shoulders. We're missing 2 corners. You know, some people don't like for the linebackers. I've heard people say they didn't really care for Martavis Fridge. I thought, you know, I mean, the Georgia Tech game for sure, right? I think they look at Tawfiq Bayard as one of the few transfers that's doing anything, but that's not what the numbers show, right? But everybody have their differences on how they want to grade them. But, you know, I speak Statanese. So, you know, our most aggressive tacklers, right? Right now, you know, through 4 weeks, is still Tawfiq Bayard, RJ Houston, not RJ Houston, Martavius French, Hughes, Carter Stoudemire. Regardless of how people feel about whatever else he got going on, he's still one of our most aggressive tacklers. And I looked at BYU's tackling numbers through the same number of games, and our numbers are higher. And I knew why. Because during the Georgia Tech game, that's guy turning a mess into a message. The Georgia Tech game where the defense had to be out there so much, they racked up all of these numbers, these tackles, right? And I said, why are we so far ahead on tackles? And one guy, he had only played like 3 games. One of their best linebackers, Kelly. So he must have missed the game somewhere along the line. But we're still ahead on tackles. And I think it's because U of H and Georgia Tech game, we had the defense on the field so much. That's how they got all of those tackles. And I think a lot of people are disregarding the tackles. Now, I am looking for more forced fumbles, more interceptions. But, you know, beggars can't be choosy. We had it in Georgia Tech and we didn't do anything with it. And honestly, I still have not seen that level of intensity just yet. Again, hopefully we see it with BYU. Hopefully French come out. Hopefully Hughes come out. You know, maybe Carter Stoudemire will force something. DJ McKinney, For sure, I think he plays on the left. I don't know who's going to play in place of RJ Houston and Vickers. I'm thinking Tion Parks. I'm thinking we'll see him more. So I was thinking with the 8 injuries that we have, and especially 2 corners and 2 running backs, I said this gonna be all on Caden's shoulders. It is. It's gonna be all on Caden's shoulders. And his run game number is gonna be higher than normal. And he was the leading rusher last time after the Kalen Taylor and Simeon Price got injured. Caden was still the leading rusher, and I think the game is gonna go that way. And he's just gonna have to take off running. He's gonna run more than he probably wants to. And honestly, he might need to look at Arkansas quarterback who opened the game up with a long touchdown pass. Again, Colorado likes to start slow with the little running back. Forget all that. Forget all that. You got to come out in attack mode. They already laying in wait in the bushes anyway. So I don't have a problem if on the first or the second snap, it goes down to the end of the field, whether it's to Gibson or Marion Sincere Brown. I don't have a problem with it. And I think we're going to see Draylon more in this game too. But the last game, Caden was the leading rusher, so he's going to have to use his legs. And the test for him is going to be to see how their pass defense goes. Again, one of their top linebackers, Kelly, I think he has 3 sacks already through 3 games. He didn't even play in the 4th game. Oh, well, he missed the game. I think he has 3 sacks already. We don't have anybody with 3 sacks. And this time last year, I think Travis had 2. Same time last year. So that's to show you how intense Kelly is. And then there's the other guy too. So I told you there was 2 of them. And they're going to come out on attack on Caden. But I think with all of the people out, this game is going to rest on Caden's shoulder. So let me know what y'all think about that. 8 injuries, EIGHT. That seems like a lot to me. All right. So let me know your thoughts there. And we're going to move on. Let's see if we're ready to move on to the base segment. All right. Y'all going to like this. Y'all going to like this. All right. Now, y'all know I put in the thumbnail Janiah and Johntay, but I got somebody else. All right. So as of late, there's been growing questions about Karrueche and her relationship with Coach Prime. Now, I already showed y'all the little snippet. Of the hospital with Karrueche there. And Shiloh, right? Shiloh was asked by a lady in a restaurant. Now, Shiloh got his own mama, right? I don't know why the lady asked Shiloh, but, she know that's Coach Prime's son. And Shiloh was like, oh, you asking about Karrueche? What you know about that, girl? So that was another one. And then I think TMZ Sports had an interview. So before I had a chance to put the interview together and curate it for the podcast, I ran across this photo. And in the photo, they call it Karrueche. They call it Karrueche little grandma. They saying that's Snow little grandma, right? And this was actually Snow post from Snow page, post this video and clip with Karrueche with her grandson, right? So when people were asking about the relationship, I went straight to this video. I said, let me see how old Snow looked. Could he walk here? Because this could have been when he was in the hospital, when he was sick, she was there. I don't know. But hey, guess what? I have a clip of the video. So let's check it out. Let's see. Let's check it out. All right. This is it right here.
Oh, what an amazing person you are. Yeah, at some award thing. Yeah, he shouted you out.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
So they're talking about Coach Prime asking about shouting out Karrueche at a Summer Awards show. I didn't see it here. If y'all knew about it, you let me know. But I didn't know about it.
He did. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. Look, check it out.
He left a comment on my page.
So he left a comment on her page, she said.
So what I mean, everyone's obviously asking the question. You talked about, your what you've been up to lately in the dating realm. Is it official, or what is the deal? You obviously he cares for you a lot.
Does he?
I think.
She said, "Don't see." And it's the wiping of the eye, like the distraction, like trying to avoid, deflect, trying not to answer the question. I gotta run that back just a little bit, just a little bit. She said, "That is so funny." Everybody's being coy about the relationship. That's hilarious.
Anywhere.
Yeah, at some award thing. Yeah, he shouted you out.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. Look, check it out.
He left a comment on my page.
So what? I mean, everyone's obviously asking the question. You talked about, what you've been up to lately in the dating realm. Is it official, or what is the deal? Are you guys? Obviously he cares for you a lot.
Does he?
I think.
Call him and ask him.
Well, what?
She said, "Call him and ask him." What? Okay, y'all, let me know what y'all think about that. The wiping of the eyes, the does it, and call him and ask him. Okay.
What do you think of him?
I think he's a great person. A great father. Everything that he's doing right now, all the achievements. It's great.
How's he doing?
The wiping of the eyes.
I mean, I know you were there for him in a really tough time.
It's good. He's healthy.
He
He's
looked.
alive. He's cancer free. Thank God. So,
That's beautiful. Well, listen,
support.
that's what's
Here
up.
for his kids, his family, and his team.
As far as everyone's making speculations, what's your message to them?
You know what this is?
Would you date an older guy? Like,
You know, men mature later than women, so
is that
older is the way to go.
is that right? Is that right?
All right. So, she don't have a problem. She answered it quickly. She doesn't have a problem dating an older gentleman. She's very coy about the relationship, just like everybody else is coy about the relationship. You see, Shiloh was like, "What you know?" Nobody will answer the question. When Coach Prime was on Asante Samuel's show, Coach Prime was like, "Oh, we got a bad connection." He didn't want to answer it. Karrueche didn't want to answer it, but all of her rubbing the finger in the eye, and when she talking about it, she grabbing the necklace and looking for something in the eye. All of that is to deflect and get through the interview without actually answering the question or seeming not uninterested. So she didn't say she wasn't interested. Absolutely, she will date an older guy. So it means that yes, she could be dating Coach Prime. But see, I didn't care about none of that because see, I went straight right here. Straight right here. And I was like, when she said, when the interviewer was like, he shot you out or whatever. And she said, the way she said it, I was like, nobody will answer the question. Nobody. So if we see her in Colorado, that answers the question. But it seems like we're not going to see her in Colorado anytime soon. They definitely, if they are in a relationship, they are definitely keeping it on the low. And everybody knows not to answer the question, but everybody that has to answer the question, whether it's Shiloh, hell, Shedeur gonna get a question pretty soon. Even probably Bossy or whatever, everybody knows just don't answer the question. Just keep it pushing, right? Now, I feel like there's a dead giveaway other than this picture right here. DeAndrea. So when DeAndrea DeAndrea is the one in the family that go around liking everybody post. So when Shedeur was friends with Storm Reed, she was always liking the post, right? And she was under Karrueche post. She put the hearts under the post, under Karrueche post. When he was dating Miss Tracy, I would see her under Miss. That's how you know. When I see DeAndrea, I know there's something happening. Now, she could probably still be liking everybody post at the same time, but she's always the dead giveaway, I think. When you see her under the post, and this again, this clip is also on Snow's IG. Snow just got an IG, so I don't know how old the clip is. Mind you, I'm not racking my brain trying to figure it out. The point is, I think it's cute that they, everybody is not answering the question and deflecting, but the body language and all of this and all of that says, that there's something, right? They might not be hot and heavy, Maybe football, Coach Prime is married to football. Then there's family, some other things, with the kids in the draft and all this and the NFL. So maybe they still together, but we're not gonna see them out in public, or maybe they're just really good friends or special friends, right? Special friends. There's something because they're protecting it for a reason. And I think you don't protect it if there's nothing. You protect it if there's something and you don't want people to know. So I hope y'all like that. Y'all let me know in the comments because we're gonna go through the comments. 123 of us hit the like button. What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. I love the way she answered the question. She's like, and then he was like, he obviously cares for you. She's like, oh, call him and ask him. So again, it could not. I love this picture. This is all I needed right here. They mean something to each other. And this was a video clip. Go watch it if it's still out there. Snow was just happy. He was just happy because she was bouncing him on her hip, and he was just like, okay. So he was still pretty young here, I think. He looks just a tad bit older now, so I'm not sure where this was taken. But this is, if I see DeAndrea and stuff like this, I don't need nobody else asking no questions. They tell me everything I need to know right here. Mind your business. Mind your business. So shout out to that. All right, let me get on to the second base segment. Y'all know my fave, one of my fave couples, Pro Buffs. I just shared Travis, Hunter Party of 3 with Travis and his wife and the baby. Beautiful. And then y'all all know I have queued up to watch Janiah because I like to share her videos. I put together a little clip. These two, Janiah and Johntay, are fast becoming a favorite couple of a lot of fans, whether it's NFL fans or Colorado fans. You could see that on her page. She's more active on TikTok because she started a business. Remember, I told y'all last time she said that she wanted to get a job or whatever, and she did hair, and she was thinking about it. But I noticed how creative she was, right? So if you see these boots that she made and the jacket that she made, I think I have a snippet of another outfit that she made. We're going to share that one. Janiah and Johntay or that couple, I could see. And they don't seem to be in a hurry. And I'm not going to be one of those relatives or distant people that's pushing them up the altar, pushing them. I'm not, because y'all know, I feel like in the NFL, slow down because it's a little rocky sometimes. A lot comes with it. It's a lot. And I just slow down. But I could see this couple. And I remember doing the Shrine Bowl. Coach Prime was teaching Johntay, oh, you married now, or something like that. We'll never see you or something. And he was like, come on, man. Come on, man. But these two love each other, right? These two love each other. You can see it in their videos when they do their TikToks. They do their outfit of the day. Their journey from FAU to CU to Baltimore, right? So I put together this little video, and then we're going to look at a clip because I told y'all I wanted to come back to her and share her road trip to the Buffalo Bills game. She drove 6 hours, right? So this is also part of the base segment by What She Said Sports. So that means that Karrueche and Coach Prime are Bay, and y'all see Johntay right here coming in with his drip. Look, I mean, it's just so great to see these guys and follow them from Colorado, Travis and his family and his beautiful home. And they look so comfy and cozy with the baby, just the three of them, just beautiful. And then, following the journey for Johntay and Janiah. She had even gone to a game with like another player's girlfriend. She'd gone to the Lady Ravens game. She has a lot of good content out there. Again, more active on TikTok, probably in IG. She'll get to YouTube, right? But she made these boots. She started a business. I think it's Modesty Creations or something like that. Check out her IG. Check out her TikTok. I was waiting for her to post a short about it. But people have been telling her, she posted all like the comments of people telling her to start a business. So let's just get into it. Like I said, I have the video queued up where we watched the Buffalo Bills and Janiah's road trip there because she took the 6-hour trip. She said she was supposed to go with somebody else. She was supposed to go with somebody else, but I guess they couldn't make the trip. Or I don't know if the person, the guy he was seeing got cut or something happened. So she said she couldn't get any flights, and that she had to drive up there. So it was hilarious. She had to drink an energy drink, and you could tell Janiah is hilarious. Like she is really funny. In one of their videos, if y'all go watch it, when they came to Atlanta, Jimmy Horn Jr. was in it. Jimmy Horn Jr. was in it. So these guys, they are still close, right? They all still seem to be close. And I'm happy, for that for them. All right, let's see here. Make sure y'all can see my screen. Oh, here we go. All right. Now make sure y'all can hear it, because this one, it does have, I'm gonna take this now. It does have audio. So all right. So just so y'all know, my base segment for What She Said Sports is when love and sports talk. When love and sports come together. All right. Love, sports, relationship, marriage, all of that. You boo, you babe, whatever. So she's my second time. I think it's my second time. Johntay and Janiah are bae. I just slid Karrueche and Coach Prime in there. All right. Let's see. Make sure y'all can see it. All right, here we go. So she made this outfit for the game. So I'm gonna let y'all see that first. She stayed up all night,
and it's literally all the same. There were no flights come back to this area nonstop. So I'm just like, dang, I thought Colorado fan base was bad. No, the NFL fan base is insane. Like, y'all are packing out airports to get to these games, and I don't blame y'all. But right now, I'm currently working on a last minute outfit, and I'm testing my skills right now. I'm using my Cricut. I'm gonna try to use my sewing machine. Yeah, I'm about to try to do some stuff. Let me show y'all the process so far, so I can give y'all like the vision.
All right. She got a creative room, right? So she's getting ready, her outfit ready for the Bills game. All right. And she stayed up all night, and she still had to drive 6 hours.
Okay, so
that's so cute.
On this leg, it's going to be like a bunch of stuff packed on this leg that I have to go get some more cutouts. And we're going to pack a bunch of Raven stuff, number 83, all that stuff over here. His last name is going to be over here, and it's going to be outlined in white. And then we're going to patch them on this side of the pants. And then we're going to wear, well, this is the jacket, it fell. We're going to wear this Ravens jacket that I found at Dick's.
That's cute.
And yeah, because it's going to be 59 degrees in Buffalo. So I think this outfit is going to be cute. Once I put it together, add my little touches, add my little rhinestones and stuff, I think it's going to be cute. So
she stayed up all night and still had to drive 6 hours. But do you see how cute that is? So now you can see why she was getting so many texts to start her business. And remember, I told y'all the DIYers, all the college girlfriends and the NFL wags, wives and girlfriends, had these people on TikTok making their outfit of the day, and a lot of it had to do with what she's doing. Well, that's the business that she started. She has so many requests. The boost that she made with Johntay's jersey number, and she talked about how she made that in a different video. I'm telling you, this young lady right here, she can braid hair. She has a college degree. She graduated from, I think it was the FAU that they went to school. She already graduated. And then now she's tapped into this, they call it the DIY market, but she's turning it into a business. So I'm one of her biggest supporters, whether she know it or not.
Right now, I'm up because I can't sleep. So I'm about to try to print out the outline for the lettering, and then we're going to start sewing. Yeah, so it is the end of the day, and before I call it a night, I just want to show y'all my outfit. I did finish it, and I think it came out so cute.
Isn't that cute, y'all? Oh my gosh.
That's what I made.
Look at that. And then she got the little studs around the pocket. Look how detailed that is. The left leg with the Ravens, the 83, the Baltimore. Man, this is why she's starting a business. I haven't even seen anybody else with this level of detail.
And that's nice. They look amazing. So cute. All these on with my Cricut heat press. I cut out these letters with my Cricut. And you know, everything just came out so nice and so cute. And I'm just so happy to wear this on Sunday. So, good night, y'all. Have that.
All right. So I don't have a Cricut. If y'all do, this is one amazing device because wow, she did all of that. And still had to drive 6 hours the next day. Let's see. This is her right here on the road.
Why are women everywhere?
Okay, well, I gotta switch it. So hold on 1 second. So yeah, I gotta switch it. I like her videos. I probably can't go too deep into it anyway. You know what? I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the chat so y'all can watch it. Here's the link in the chat for y'all to go finish watching it. Let's see. Oh, this her right here. Good. Hold on. We're gonna come back to it. This is the link so y'all can watch the full video because you know I can't watch the full video. All right, so we're gonna catch her while she in the car because this is hilarious. You could tell when that energy drink kicked in. You could tell. I was like, oh my God, she's just so funny to me. And everybody liked them as a couple. I think that that's great for them. And nobody's rushing them to get married or anything. We just appreciate that they're sharing their journey with us. Because it's really special to see them grow together like this. Not just Janiah and Johntay, but Johntay also, right? From watching him when he first got to CU and, you know, seeing him do his tunnel walk in the NFL. That's amazing, right? How would they say only 1% of players from college go to the NFL? So shout out to Johntay. All right, so let's get back to it. All right. Make sure y'all can see my screen. All right. This is going to be the last scene. Okay. And guess what? I just hit send on the link so y'all can watch the full video. All right. So we're going to get into this part right here. I'm over here to the left, facing left. All right.
It is Friday.
So.
Not Friday. Whoa, no. Today's Saturday, y'all. I got the car service Thursday. Then what did I do yesterday?
She fatigued. She didn't know what day it was. I've been there.
I don't know. Yesterday, I don't know what that's weird. Yesterday, whatever. I don't even
have been there. Working so much you don't even know.
Saturday, and I was supposed to get on the road at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Clearly, that's not happening, y'all. It's currently 12:30. I won't be getting on the road till about 3 o'clock, and I'll be arriving in Buffalo around. So we are a little bit over an hour and 2 hour road trip. It was pouring earlier, and I wanted to get the "Welcome to Pennsylvania" sign.
Believe me when I say the energy drink kicked in right here.
I wanted to record that, but it was literally storming, so I wasn't able to record. But it is currently 3:41. We have basically 5 hours left. So far, I am still doing good. I am yarning, but like I don't feel tired. Like my eyes don't feel heavy. I'm not sleepy, but I just been yarning. My energy drink, I drank it all. So I talked to ChatGPT. They told me only one energy drink a day. So hopefully this holds me up for the rest of these 5 hours, so I don't like start feeling super tired. But so far we vibing, like we cruising, y'all.
That's how I drive on the road trips too.
Hey y'all, so I forgot to update y'all when we were halfway, when we hit the halfway mark, but we have 2 hours left, literally 2 hours on the dot. I stopped to get gas. And
She's so funny to me.
Went to the gas station, and the pumps were only pumping my car like 15 cents. Each pump did that. But like if somebody else pulled up and they got gas, it pumped for them. So I'm so confused. The man was like, maybe it's your car. I'm like, sir, don't tell me that. Like, not from here. Well, I didn't tell him I wasn't from here, but I'm just like, don't tell me that, because like I'm not from here. I don't even know where I'm at. So don't tell me it's a car. So then I went to another gas station that was on the same street, and the pumps worked. So maybe it's just his pumps, and he didn't figure out what's wrong with his pumps. But that took off like literally, that added on like literally 20 minutes. So, but now we're cruising.
All right, so that's it. I can't show them more because then they're gonna probably have a fit that I show all that. Anyway, so I dropped the link in the comments. Go check out the whole video, Janiah's Gallery on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, she over there. If you're on IG, she over there. She's on IG and TikTok more because it takes time to put these vlogs together. But I can't wait to see her next vlog. Again, the last one I saw was the Buffalo Bills game. I'm sure she'll have one for the Detroit Lions game that was actually in Baltimore, and I don't think I've seen that one. But she has, like I said, she has a lot more content too on TikTok. So check that out. All right, so let me hop over to the comments. I think we got in everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I gotta share this. I gotta share this before we go to the comments. I dropped my first ad today. It's silent, it's intentional. I'm still in a soft launch mode, but we got lots of new products out. So this was the one of the ads that I dropped, as you can see right here. This is the ad for the property of What She Said Sports, and that's for the Self-Love Club. Then we dropped some new hats, some other stuff. So yeah, this part of it was totally unexpected, and it's starting to take off, and people seem to like it. So this was on IG in my stories, because again, I'm in soft launch mode, and all of my first orders have been delivered, so I'm so excited. So yeah, property of What She Said, go check it out. The link is also in the chat. All right, so let me take this down. This is my favorite part. I think I like how the bucket hat and the shirt match. I think I'm really proud of that. I didn't see that coming. But like Janiah, I'm a creative. So I guess that's why I'm one of her biggest fans, right? Game recognizes game. So for me, I think this is like one of my babies. The matching bucket hat with the cream colored property of What She Said Sports, the logo. I love it. I love it. I love it. So go check it out. And let me know what you think in the comments too. All right, so let me hop over to the comments and let's get into some conversation. See what's going on. Again, 122 of us. Hit the like button for me, please. Let's see. What up, Matt? How you doing? Hey, Selmo. Selmo says Shedeur Sanders gonna bring the Cleveland Browns a Super Bowl, his first NFL team, and he loves it. A cut or a trade for him is like quitting and giving up. Now, I don't think so. I think a cut or a trade for Shedeur. I told you, if Shedeur get traded, it's gonna be because of pressure. And we're at the stage 3 of pressure, meaning things are getting serious now. People are looking into who you donated to get this $600 million, the impropriety there. And then people are looking at the people you have donated to and their relation, the racial bias for Black people, and the fact that you decided to buy an NFL team, which has a majority of Black employees, right? Players. So again, it's starting to give Donald Sterling, and people are going to look into that, especially with all of this investigative journalism coming from multiple sides, right? So no, it's not a quit for Shedeur. Shedeur is right where God wants him to be. He understands that everything's happened for a reason. He's not questioning it, and he's making the best of it. That is what God wants. A grateful heart while you wait. So if they put him out there, pressure, and he just want to watch it again. I know how many times Joe Flacco been sacked, but Dylan got to go out there first. So I think Shedeur is in a good place on the scout team. He knows people over there. Gage is over there. Y'all said Luke was back. So no, it's not a quit for Shedeur. Shedeur you can't say he quit if he didn't make the choice, right? So, and there's no quit in him. I think we all understand that. There's no quit in Shedeur. So it said, hey, chat family, any news on Shiloh? Not to my knowledge, not yet. I watched Shiloh's vlog. He went to an alligator farm, but I haven't seen anything yet. Maybe because they trying out 6 people, it might be like maybe next week. End of this was tomorrow, Friday. So maybe middle of next week we might know something. But we staying on it though. So if you know, let me know if you know, or I'll let you know when I know. It said, good evening, good evening, good evening, Crowley. Welcome back, welcome back. Hey, Tina, how you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Bumpty, welcome back, Bumpty. Nice. Nice to have you back. It said night owls activated. Facts. Hey, Don Simber, how you doing? Hey, Gracie, welcome back. Smash the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Amber, welcome back. Welcome back. I hyped you up. Yes. So there is a feature that YouTube has added. It's right on that bar where you have the likes, the thank you, to subscribe, and all of that. It says hype. So make sure y'all hit the hype button for me. It assigns points to the channel, and they move our videos up. So make sure y'all hit the hype button, hype me up. And if you're new to the channel, we're on our way to 6,000, but the ultimate goal is 10,000. I just want to celebrate 6,000 because I didn't even anticipate that. And we're close. We're 5,300. So make sure you subscribe and share the video too to somebody that you love or respect or think would enjoy it. It said, I've been hyping your videos up. Thank you, Z. It said, keep talking about Shedeur 10K coming. Okay. It said, I've been hyping you up. Thank you, Gail. That's awesome. Awesome. What's up, sis? To the chat, class is in session. Yes, yes, yes. It's that they want to separate Arch. They won't separate Arch from none of the Mannings. Right. Here's what I think is going to happen to that organization. I think they're going to not only are they going to get Arch. One of the reasons I think they're going to get Arch, because most people know he wouldn't go there, if they'd agree to make the changes that the Manning family makes, and they may end up with equity or some type of limited partnership similar to or probably even more so than what Tom Brady has in Vegas. Stay tuned for that. And again, that means that the Mannings will have influence in the Saints, the Giants, and above board, the Browns, because I think they already had behind the scenes. It wouldn't surprise me if they had something to do with not only Shedeur not going to New York, not going to the Saints, also Cleveland, and why they on this hunt to get their quarterback next year, and why ESPN is tracking Arch Manning first when we know he's not that guy. Because that's what they're gonna do anyway. That's why they're like, no, we don't want Shedeur, because they want the Mannings. Just like they bought into the league, got this franchise, and they aren't good, but suddenly they can get $600 million after paying $1 million, and then they buying a $25 million house. That tell you they cashing in, and they expect that to happen with the Mannings. Not that they can't do it with the Sanders, with Shedeur. They don't want to do it. They prefer to get it done with the Mannings. But we're gonna see what guys say about that. It said, Max said, what she said, sports, I got you. What? Isaiah said, sis, is truly fixed. I see the offensive line is not blocking for the Cardinals QB on purpose. Kyler Murray. It said he is running for his life. That half QB for Seattle isn't that good. They're making him look good. Right. Why? Because they don't want to move to number 2, because they know Jalen Milroe is better than they number 2. Why? When they went into after preseason, Milroe was 2. And they realized we're going to have to move him back. So they just moved him to 3. Milroe had good games in preseason. They don't even talk about him, just like in the draft. It said millions and millions. That owner doesn't care at all. And for him, it's not even about football. It's not. You can see it. You can see it's not about football. It's about having that level of power, having that level of influence, right? When you can give someone or several people $1 million that have the ability to vote a certain way, and you get back something in return for $600 million, $1 million for $600 million. That's one hell of a flip. That's all I'm gonna say. That's one serious ROI. Because I mean, you got to look into that, right? Because what you're receiving, you haven't even earned. Philadelphia is getting a new stadium, but guess what? They just went to the Super Bowl. All Cleveland has done is pay Deshaun Watson all his money back, take Shedeur when they didn't want to, take Tyrod Taylor, take RG3 after the Washington fiasco, allow Deshaun Kaiser to get sacked and go 0-15 and be caught up in a scandal with Hugh Jackson, which has led to a class action lawsuit with Brian Flores. 2 black head coaches allegedly incentivized to lose. There's a lot of looking that needs to happen with the Cleveland Browns. And you add organizational malpractice on there, violation of civil rights on there. Yeah. And they still caught up in court trying to move with the name Cleveland Browns. They lost that battle in July, and that's still ongoing. They're trying to move it to federal court where they have protection. Should be like that, but that's the climate that we live in. Hey Turner, how you doing? It said my only take is this: when a chicken is trying to be out front every chance she gets, but it need to watch his pocketbook. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about people liking Janiah because they say she don't do too much. That's what they saying. I think what the comment was that I saw on X, people were like, oh, we like her because she stay out the way. That's what they said. In other words, she's been there the whole time. I told y'all last year. I just didn't talk about them last year because I started when I was following Johntay. I remember when he bought her the necklace. They did the matching PJs. Maybe that's why I'm so excited about them. I knew they were over there as a couple, but nobody talked about it and they didn't put their business out there like that. So now people see the maturation of their relationship and they see that's just who she is. She's not clamoring for the spotlight or anything like that, right? I told y'all it was other guys over there engaged. Preston Hodge just got married. We don't know anything about his situation either, right? So a lot of people feel that way. That I think the term that they use is she stays out the way. It said there are a lot of platforms having a change of mind about Shedeur. What you mean? For the worse or for the better? Turner said Michael Irvin said that today on It Is What It Is. The Browns and the Giants play quarterback games. Oh, really? I watched that show. I just didn't watch it today. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. And if you're just not joining us and haven't dropped your prediction for Colorado versus BYU score, please do so. I have saved them and I still have them saved for when we go live Saturday at 10 o'clock. I already scheduled it. And then members, don't forget, 6 p.m. tomorrow, members only live stream. It said, Mac, that Falcons QB, what's wrong with him? Hell, his head coach, who is no different than Pat Schumer. The fans are fussing about the bubble screens. And I think they used the term 8,000 bubble screens. And they went on to say today that they had all preseason to get their helmet communication, play calling together with the quarterback, but they let their third string play in the preseason and not Michael Penix Jr. And this is why this is happening. They didn't take the care to work out the kinks with Michael Penix Jr. I'm not surprised. 17-32. It said, coming to denigrate people to what? To denigrate people is some wicked work. Yep. It said, knew you would bring the smoke. Thank you, Honey Bun. How you doing? Nah, I don't have no smoke compared to DJ Bless One. I was like, whoa. But like he said, he said different platforms were coming after him, some of the bigger platforms, and that's what happened when you smile. And I think he's at 300,000 subs, right? And he's still monetized. But if Eddie Griffin is monetized, hell, DJ Bless One could still be monetized. Like he said, he's in the role of investigative reporter. So what can you do, right? What can you do? So if you want to talk about some smoke, go watch his video today. I think he dropped it earlier today. Several people sent it to me. So shout out to the people that sent it. Thank you. It said Fish University is my old stomping ground. Right down the street from TSU in Nashville. Really? Okay. It said the NFL owns the Browns. Remember, they were the league when the Ravens started. Yep, that's true. But I think they had an owner before Haslam, but in 2012, Haslam bought the team in 2012, and it's been a train wreck ever since. And you know what's crazy to me? I think it's so obvious what's happening with quarterbacks, right? Nobody is talking about Flacco should be benched, but it's okay for Russell Wilson to be benched. Michael Penix Jr., he didn't get benched, but kind of. They put in who? Kirk Cousins, who failed last year. Who was Cam Ward competing with? Will Levis, that failed last year. So when it comes to the black quarterbacks, they be openly discriminatory. Russell Wilson, you got to be benched. Michael Penix Jr., you got to be benched. Fired a black wide receiver coach, but they will do nothing to the OC. Remember, there are no black offensive coordinators in the NFL. And who do the offensive coordinators work with? The quarterback too. And what are they trying to do? Just like they pared down to zero for offensive coordinators, they know it's going to be a little longer, and you ain't going to be able to go to 0 on black quarterbacks, but they are reducing the numbers. And what you see happening to them is a part of that, and they don't even care. If you can bench Russell Wilson and you can bench Michael Penix Jr., but you don't even mention benching Joe Flacco, and you went and got Carson Wentz off his couch, and you took Anthony Richardson's job and gave it to Daniel Jones, who failed for 6 years straight. And he could have stayed right there in Minnesota and competed with J.J. McCarthy. That's blatant. And it don't take a rocket science to have a holistic view and see it's blatant racism. If you a black quarterback, you either own the clock. If you don't do well because of the play calling or because your O-line can't get you together, it's being used to bench you in favor of the preference. It's going to be a rough few years going forward in the NFL. It's going to become more and more obvious. See, it's not obvious to a lot of people. People still look at the NFL in a silo. Oh, I'm a Falcons fan. I don't know what the hell is going on in Detroit. See, I know what's going on with all 32 quarterbacks. I can rattle off all of their names. And I damn sure know what's going on with 17 to 32. And I know who number 17 is. Shedeur. I know Shedeur might get a chance to play because Russell Wilson, who was 16, just got benched. So that's 15. Anthony Richardson had his job taken. Hell, he would have been 17. I saw how they made Spencer Rattler compete. I know why they don't want Spencer Rattler to be the guy. Because they want Nussmeier. Just like the Saints don't want Spencer Rattler, didn't want Shedeur because they want Nussmeier. Cleveland is the same way, which tells you that they pre-draft with Shedeur on the false pretenses, because how long have they known they wanted the Manning kid? I think it's down to 14 with Jaden Daniels out. When I heard he sprained his knee, I was not surprised. They coming for J.J. McCarthy next. They already came for Bryce Young. They paid Caleb Williams back up $10 million. They waiting for him to fall one by one. And I'm not sure if they care if you say they racist. That's the difference. See, they've done this before, and they didn't care with Marlon Briscoe in 1968. But this is not 1968. You see the pressure against Pat Schumer in Colorado. You see the pressure Cleveland is under. And I know there was pressure over there in New York on both sides. So they in a tug of war. And not a lot of people outside of these analysts that get paid for this has this type of holistic view, in particular to the quarterbacks. Pay attention. All they want to talk about is the wide receivers in the corners. They don't really want to talk about the quarterbacks unless they messing up. You see what's happening with Pat Mahomes. I told you it was going to happen. I also told you what happened to Jaden Daniels was going to happen to Jaden Daniels. And I'm telling you, when you start seeing it happen to CJ Stroud in terms of the same conversation with Caleb, you got 2 years to get it together, but Daniel Jones have 6. The reason why they can get away with it is because the ESPN is not going to talk about that. And that's what DJ Bless One was saying. And he's right. So shout out to DJ Bless One. It said Beyonce knew how to play the game. That can talk on the podcast of the Kelsey brothers. She made sure she was with when she spoke the truth. Beyonce was on the Kelsey brothers podcast. Are you talking about Deion Sanders? I'm not sure. You're going to have to let me know what you're talking about, Turner. Hey, Isaiah, how you doing? It said the NFL hate black excellence. Yep. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Tion Parks and Bayard are dogs. I agree. Now, why is it Tion Parks don't get a whole lot of playing time? And it seems like we're going to see him this week because RJ Johnson is out. And again, when Vickers was struggling, when Preston Hodge had 3 penalties, at least by the second one, why wasn't Tion brought in where Vickers was concerned or where Preston Hodge was concerned? Either one, right? There was ample cause to rotate these guys out. And that's what's not happening. It said Myers and Baby Salter better linebackers, but they not playing. Baby Salter, who are you talking about, Rise? Who is Baby Salter? It said need to move Stoudemire at the corner. Vickers is out. Yeah, Vickers is out. It said BYU gonna expose CU this weekend unless the CU defense level up. Yeah, I don't know. I think they said Okanola is out when they had the list of the 8 guys out. Let's see the names on here. Shout out to the Buff Wire for this information. It said key pieces will be missing for the Buffs, including 2 top running backs and starting cornerback. And he's a starter. I didn't even know that. RJ Johnson. Who is he starting over? It said to make matters worse, Colorado will also likely be without cornerback Makari Vickers, who must be replaced Johnson at times this season. So that's why Vickers was in. But why not Tion Parks? Well, we get ready to see because I think he's gonna have to play. It said 8 players are already ruled out for the game, including cornerback RJ Johnson, safety Terrence Love. I don't know who that is. Running back DeKayla Taylor, running back Simeon Price, O-lineman Phillip Houston. I don't think he'll start anyway. Defensive end Okanola. I've been asking about him, so he's injured. Defensive end Taufik Thomas and defensive tackle Gabriel Lightfoot. So it's 8 people out there. I don't know how impactful. I think Taufik Thomas was pretty impactful though. Okanola has been out for a minute. Houston, I don't think was a starter. The corners and the running backs and the safety is going to be a problem because we need everything we could get. It makes me feel like this entire game is going to rest on the shoulders of Kaden Salter, like as if he should do it and he got to make it happen in spite of the negatives everywhere else. And I don't think he have a Travis unless it's Bayard. Unless Bayard get his Travis on. And he might, because again, he's the most aggressive and he's the leading tackler for CU, but he also, has pass breakups and he is one of the few like DJ McKinney that checks off the boxes. But Bayard has more tackles than DJ McKinney. I think they might have been close. I want to see Shedeur get playing time. I don't know if I do. I don't trust Cleveland. I don't. I don't trust Cleveland. Like he said, everything happens for a reason. I feel like God is making Shedeur to wait well, right? Waiting with a grateful heart, has the patience of Job. I feel that that's probably what's best for him until pressure shows up and keeps mounting and has him like, look, talking to his other 31 buddies, I'm gonna have to move him because it's getting hot over here. And if they start looking at me, they're gonna be looking at everybody. And that's facts. That's pressure. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Titus said 31-10 Colorado. Turner said, I hate the bubble screen. Yep. It said Salter will continue his excellent play. Yep. It said Bless One holds nothing back at all. At all. It says Gail said for the better. Even some of the Cleveland platforms are saying positive things about Shedeur. Oh, good. See, here's the thing, right? Some of the Cleveland fans want to win, and some of them know what the hell's going on. So I'm not going to say they divided, right? And it don't matter if you black or white. Some of the Cleveland fans want to win, and some of them know what the hell is going on, so they're not pushing for it. So when, I noticed that the Cleveland pages didn't have a lot of content about Shedeur. And I felt like that came after a good talking to when they said he wasn't getting scout reps. Then he was over there having to stay late, but then now he goes on his own like he been doing. I think also in that same conversation, y'all gonna have to do something about Shedeur not getting reps. I'm telling you, there's some pressure. Now it's different. It's like you're gonna have to move Shedeur out of here because people, if we keep losing, they're not gonna quietly let us lose for the rest of the season. I'm telling you, pressure. Look for it. Mac, you still hanging out at GT Georgia Tech? He said Dylan Gabriel team tried to make DJ Bless One take down a video he posted. Did he have to take it down? I'm sure he got his own lawyers. Because if I'm him, I would definitely have. If I'm him, you know what I would do? You know how people have sponsors? I would go to a law firm and I would cut a deal with them. I will advertise for you if you consult for me 3 hours of consultation on, and he probably already has it. I don't know him. He might already have it. But I would definitely, just like Bruce, the criminal lawyer, at the beginning of every show, he has no, not him, somebody else has a law firm ad. Because I promise you, you let me get the 300,000. Hell, when I get the 10, maybe 20, if it get hot and heavy, you're gonna see that from me. You're gonna see a lawyer sitting right here as an ad. It's gonna be in the corner, to the top, to the left, to the right, so people can know, oh, she got representation. Facts. So don't waste your time with frivolous anything, because I'm gonna come for you. So if I'm him, I ain't gonna tell him what to do because I don't know him, and a lot of people don't like that. If I end up in that situation where I'm doing some investigative reporting or whatever, and how people like to send out cease and desist, you're gonna see that from me before it even get to that point. I told you I know how to maneuver. I'm gonna let you know. You can go straight to my lawyer if that's what you want to do. But see, they have already informed me of what I can say and not say. So stay tuned, hit the like button, and subscribe and share. So shout out to DJ Bless One. It said 2% battery life, because that's what they are. They only blocking and taking up space. It said their display of racism is in your face. Right, it's blatant. It's blatant. When it comes to the quarterbacks right now, it's blatant. It is in your face. Nobody is talking about Flacco being in. Nobody. But Russell Wilson and Michael Penix Jr. got to get out the way. And then y'all talking about what's happening in Arizona. Yep. Cam said next Friday, they take call in the show. You should get on. Now. I'm gonna let Cam do his thing because it said they should have a show called Surviving the NFL. It's coming. It's coming. Matter of fact, I think Tina sent me an email with a video I had already watched. I think it's a documentary about the players and how they are done. It could be called Surviving the NFL. It's funny. Yeah, people don't realize there's already information out there. There's a channel. They have all of the NFL scandals listed, a video form. So if you search, it'll come up. It'll come up. It says, sorry, BYU 47, Colorado 14. Beach material, shame on you. But it's okay. You still welcome. Are you going to join us Saturday night at 10 o'clock? We'll be live. And y'all should already have your notifications. Oh, I was checking the ratings. I was curious to see what were the ratings for the late 10-15 game. So we had like 1 million. I mean, Colorado is still the most watched team on the West Coast. But when it comes to the 10-15 games, instead of 4 million views, we get like Wyoming was like 1 million, 3 million 5. But this time last year, Cincinnati was a 10-15 game. I think it was 2.5 million. So the later it gets, the audience drops off. So hopefully we done with these 10-15 games. It was only like one last year, I think. 1 or 2 maybe. Not including Alamo Bowl, but I don't think it was that late because I was out there. So Baby Salter is Kaden Salter's brother. Oh, Tina. Okay. Y'all talking about Kylan. Yeah, now he should play. They need to put him out there. There's a few people that I think we can identify as starters for this game. And, that's what needs to happen. It said Jerry Jones going to get him out of Cleveland. He might if they keep losing. It say off subject, sorry. I just got a notification. Marshawn Lynch just got nominated for the Hall of Fame. Oh, nice. Okay. Did y'all know he's working for the NFL recording photography, I think? Not videography, but photography. And he also has his own podcast, In Your City. He was in Ireland filming over there when I guess they were over there preseason or something. So if y'all follow Marshawn Lynch, y'all might know this already. And if you don't, go check out his podcast, In Your City. And you'll now see him on the sideline, I think with one of those vests on like Bucky had, filming or doing photography for the NFL. So shout out to him. That's his passion, obviously. It said, I don't know if this season is a setup for Jaden Daniels. Tough schedule, injuries. Maybe he needs to take a page from Shedeur and just chill. Get stronger for next year. It's definitely a setup, and I could see it coming. So CJ Stroud was sacked, what was it, 52 times last year? His O-line was trash. Caleb Williams' O-line was trash. Then Bryce Young's O-line in Carolina was trash. You see the theme? That's the theme. So one of the menaces from Houston Texans got traded to Washington. And I talked about that. I already said Jaden Daniels is going to be next. Then the guy got traded over there. And then now he has a knee sprain. But what does it do? It takes him out of commission for a little while. And then the doctors have to let him come back. So he could be gone for 3 or 4 games, and then they could lose their positioning and not be okay. But if I sprain your knee once, I can sprain it again. Yes, he's under attack. All 16 are. And all 16 of these quarterbacks' careers under attack. Look at what's happening to them. Max said he just reached out to DJ Bless One. Okay. Tell him we said hi. I wish him congratulations on 300,000 subs. Penix is starting next game. Best wishes. Marshawn is a trip. Yeah, he funny. He is definitely hilarious. It said they are tired of Cousins. See how that went? Yeah. Yeah. But it's funny. I'm starting to think these big contracts like the one Trevor Lawrence has and the one Kirk Cousins has is designed to keep them right there. So nobody else get those spots. Just like Flacco, just like Carson Wentz, just like Aaron Rodgers. There's several things happening to block. That's what it is. Shedeur was blocked the most out of anybody I've ever seen. Anybody. All right, y'all. We're going to get ready to get out of here. That was going through all of the comments. I hope y'all appreciate it. Do not forget, go over to What She Said Sports. Just Google it or click the link in the bio and you will see the new products that we drop. Again, I think there's a lot of good products, but I feel like the logo one is right now is my baby. So of course I'm gonna have another baby. And I like the Self-Love Club too. So I'm coming up with very unique collections. It's your elevate your game day. You could go from kickoff to tailgate or tailgate to the final 4th quarter down to 00 on the clock. Or hell, casual Friday, depending on where you work. So it's for game day every day. It's just a fresh take on elevated comfort. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get myself out of here. This was awesome. If y'all are on IG or TikTok and X, y'all will probably start seeing the ads pop up first. Then you'll start to see him over here at YouTube. It says season ain't set up well for Lamar either. No, Lamar being set up all day. All day. It said they're knocking them down one by one. Right. It said also it's year 8 and Lamar still have a terrible O-line with guys who shouldn't. Lamar has been colluded against 3 times, and this is just 4 or maybe 5. If you look at the AFC game with the Bills, that's 4. And what's happening this season, the whole damn thing is 5. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have the same record as the Browns. Now, y'all know that shouldn't be the case. All right, we're gone. Thank you, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. I'll be back tomorrow. And if you see the videos, make sure you hit the like button. Hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. Get me to 6,000. And we're still on the road to 10,000. And congratulations again on 300,000 subs to DJ Bless One. Salute from What She Said Sports. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.